Hello. Hi, Abhijit. Can you hear me? Loud and clear?
Yeah, Pranesh. Loud and
Okay.
clear. It's all good.
Okay. Okay. Video is okay, right?
Yeah, everything is fine.
Okay.
Hi guys, a very good morning. Welcome to the group class today. We are gonna start the session in just few minutes. We are waiting for more attendees. Allow it just some time. Be patient, and we'll start the session soon. Meanwhile, just to let you know that we have the chat option and Q&A option open for you all. So in case if you have any queries in regards to Unikaksha, in regards to the topic, you can always put down in the Q&A and we'll take it up from there. Just allow us like a couple of minutes to start the session. Thank you so much for your patience. All right, thank you so much for your patience. I'm back. We will start the session in just a minute or so. Let me just give you an introduction about today's topic and about your topic. Right, I hope you are ready for this session that we have today. All right, so if we have to introduce ourselves, I mean, if you want to know a little more about Unicaksha, so we are an online upskillment platform that helps students and working professionals upskill themselves in their tech career with the help of our tech mentors and industry relevant curriculum. So far, we have had a positive impact in careers of 10,000 plus students, and today, with this Guru class, we hope to help you in the same. All right. So, if we talk about today's topic, let me just ask you a question. Did you know that 94% of website users judge a site based on its design? I mean, obviously, when you look at a website, right, looking at the design, you start judging the website. It actually controls your mind, right? So, I'm sure it happens with you too, because it happens with a lot of us here. So, it's time to captivate your audience with visually striking websites and stand out from the crowd. In today's session, we'll guide you through the art of harnessing the power of HTML5 CSS3 to create stunning websites that wow your visitors. I would request you to keep engaging and asking questions wherever necessary. Right, you can always put down your questions in Q&A and chat, and we will take it up. We promise we'll take up each and every question, relevant one. So, and also one more thing, we'll share a certificate at the end of the Guru class to all the attendees. Right, we would like everyone to share your certification, flaunt it on LinkedIn by tagging Unikaksha, full stack development, coding, one stack. Right, so you have just five hashtags. Remember, that's Unikaksha, full stack development, coding, learning, learn stack. Right, so don't forget to flaunt your certification. All right, by tagging Unikaksha. By sharing your certificate, you will demonstrate your commitment to continuous learning and professional growth, while also positioning yourself as a standout candidate in the eyes of potential employers and industry peers. So I hope everyone will do the same. It's for your own benefit, right? So it's for you that you stand out in the crowd, and employers are able to see the kind of commitment that you show towards learning, right? And finally, let me just introduce the trainer so that we can start the session. Today's trainer is Pranesh, who have 5+ years of experience, industry experience in languages like Python, C++, and JavaScript. In this webinar, he'll use all his knowledge and experience to guide you through today's topic and answer all your relevant queries in Q&A session. Without further ado, let's start the session. Let's go ahead. Welcome, Pranesh.
Yeah, Ravi. Thank you so much.
You.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Good morning. A warm welcome to everyone. It's a Saturday morning. So today's webinar is all about our HTML5 and then CSS3. With these two programming languages, how do we build our websites, and then what is the connectivity with this programming and then for our websites and all. So this is what we are going to go through right now. And then before we go that, let us start a small presentation over here. What is today's agenda of our session? HTML5 and then CSS3. It is nothing different than the versions over here. So before getting know about that, we need to know about what is HTML and then what is CSS over here. What this programming language is all about, what is its key concepts. When you come to know about this, then only you'll be able to know why it is being evolved in our browser, what is the structure over here, what is the purpose over here, how it is working, each and everything you will be coming to know about it. And then the advanced level of that. So this is how the course is going to take forward over here. Okay. So HTML and then CSS. What is it all about? And then what are the key concept? So before that, let us know what is that all about. Language. What is a language is all about? I'm speaking in a language right now. A common language, English. In each and every places when you go, there is a particular languages people speaks each and everywhere. There's some particular languages. There's a common language. There's a mother tongue, and then everywhere there are some different languages over there. Why the language is used basically? I'm a person. I need to communicate with some people. If I know the language, I will be able to communicate to him properly. What I'm feeling inside, what I want to say to him, the conviction, I will be able to convey to him properly. So that is why language is a tool for communication. So when you learn the language better, you will be able to express to a people even better. You can explain them even better. You can convey them even more better, right? So that is what language is all about. And then as we humans, we speak multiple languages over here. We speak in a very different pattern, and then all our voices, everything, right? There is a meaning for that, everything. But does the computer also do the same thing? Can we able to speak to a computer like do this work, type a text over here, or else do some activities like this? When I talk to a computer, is it going to respond? Obviously not, because it's a machine. So machine is completely about circuit boards and then electrical connections over there. It is having some chips, microchips, everything. So for that, a particular language is required to communicate with them, to instruct them, to say each and every steps over there, what it has to be, what's the first one, what's the next one, each and everything we have to communicate to them in their understandable language. So that is what the programming language is all about. Every programming language like multiple for the machines, for the servers, multiple things are there, but everywhere a language is required. Okay, in that perspective only, the basic thing of our programming languages for the web browsers and then web servers for a website, HTML and then CSS. But HTML and then CSS. What is this HTML and then CSS? What is this HTTP is all about? Why it has been coming like that? So we need to know that what is this HTTP and then how it is being connected with our HTML and then CSS over here. Why they are both combined. Okay, so HTML, it is nothing but hypertext markup language. Everywhere in every programming language, you will be having a separate functions, separate syntaxes for that, and then there is a behavior for that. But over here in your HTML, it is called as a markup language. For example, take a Microsoft Word, for example. So what you will be doing in a Microsoft Word? You'll be creating a document. If you want to create a document over there, the document will be completely based on what? On text, on images, and then multiple files over there, some presentations, everything can be made with the help of a document. But most probably you will be creating a text over there, and the text will be arranged in a proper structure, one by one, isn't it or not? So similarly, the HTML language is used as a document for our service. This is what the default document over here for our server to get connected. So all our web page is nothing but creating a content over there, making a document over there. And then CSS is adding a style bit over there. So many of them will be saying this HTML and then CSS is all about a programming language, but actually it is not a programming language. This is a document language. In the full form itself states that hypertext markup language. And when you take for CSS over there, it is cascading style sheets. They are not programming languages over here. And then based on this only, this hypertext is being connected to my HTTPS over there. They are being interconnected. Okay. And CSS is a separate programming language over here. But in my default HTML itself, you will be having an CSS combined with it. So all the data, all the structures over there will be having some connectivity over there with the CSS, because CSS is completely based on styling over here. Okay. So this is what HTML and then this is what CSS is all about. Okay. So let us go a little bit in depth over here. Why this HTML has been built over here, and then what is the purpose of this? When it comes to web browsers over there, is it possible to do with? Is it possible for me to create any websites without HTML? Does any websites over there has anything other than HTML? What do you think? Actually, it's a no. Okay. So without HTML, you cannot run any other programming languages over there. There is a possibility of creating your HTML files dynamically over there by using another programming language, but the HTML is the default file for me to run inside my browsers over there. So it is completely a platform independent over there. When it comes to the advantages, you will be having this platform independently over there, and then it is a lot more friendly over there, and then the syntax is very easy over there. When it comes to HTML, all your documents are created in a proper structure that they are named as tags over there. And then inside the tags, you will be having some attributes over there. So based on these patterns only, you will be able to create the content over there, and then show some document representations over there, each and everything. And then how different it is from the HTML, and then from the HTML5, and then the CSS, and then the CSS3 is completely nothing but over there some of the tags and then attributes has been created, and then over here some of the stylings has been done over here. And this is what the main difference is. The exploitability is completely huge over here. That is what the complete structure. Okay. So HTML and then CSS. This is what my default connectivity for my HTTP. That is my web service. Okay. So, all right. What is this tag? Why it is named as a tag over there? Does anyone have any ideas about that? Okay. Go to a shop over there. So this tag is something like maybe we'll be using as a inside a bookmark over there, or when you go to a store to buy some clothes and all, you'll be having this tag. So what this tag is completely holding about, it is holding the information of your cloth or of your material which you're going to buy, the price, the quality, and then what is the entire color over there, some barcodes, etc. So the information of the material, that is what you will be seeing in the tag. So a combination of tags also is pretty much similar. It will be holding all your informations over there to reflect inside your browser. This is why they are called as tags. And when it comes to tags over here, you have multiple tags. HTML tag, head tag, title tag, and then body tags, paragraphs, heading, like this. Combination of multiple tags will make you create a content in your web page. Okay. And then CSS. Inside CSS, they are called as properties, actually. Why they are being called as properties is because they deal with the styling, they deal with the graphical representation of our web page. For example, take this building over there. The building on olden days, we had like this, all the kids used to draw some hat over there and then a box over there. That's and olden days also where the building started evolving over there, it was like in the same structure. So after that, newer designs came in, newer stylings came in. Still, the building is same, but adding some stylings, looks, different perspectives, different appearance over there. In that way only, this properties is getting evolved. For example, if you write up a web page, if you are creating a web page over there without the CSS, the page will be reflected, but it won't look good. And then people want the looks and then appearance to be a lot more. Why the appearance is given a lot more important over here? Because when you have the proper appearance over there, then only you will be able to get some good visualization over there, right? If it doesn't look cool, or if it is looking so boring over there, the people might be not able to see that properly, not able to feel that properly. Because web servers is completely all about, we are sharing an information to a person. We are sharing our information, putting in the web servers so that it get connected worldwide. Any people from anywhere, any place, they will be able to see the information. So multiple peoples will be visible. We need to add some stylings over there. And then based on this only, our CSS has a huge community over here. And then it is called as properties, completely about style. But why this both are getting connected? It's a separate language, CSS, but still, when you open your browser, for example, you are creating a HTML page, and then inside the developer option, if you see, there will be a style tag. So by default itself, all the HTML tags will be having a standard CSS property over there. And that is what called as user agent style sheet. User agent is for default persons who are creating a HTML page. Okay. And this is what HTML is all about. The basic, it is called as tags and then attributes. And then over here, it is called as properties. Inside this, we are not going to write any logical structures and all. We are not going to create some flow over here. Each and every instruction which we are trying to give it over there, it is completely about a document. All the options, the different kinds of styles, sizes, each and everything. This is what we are trying to do. And then it is represented in a proper structure. Okay, so we'll go in depth with this, structures and all, but before that, let us go for a poll time now.
All right, I'm back again. Just a quick attention check. All right, so we have a poll which is there in front of the screen. Now, this poll will let us know how many of us are actually paying attention. Just read the question. Are HTML and CSS considered programming languages? It's really very easy. I think that's the thing that Pranesh started his the entire group class with. So you have the option right in front of you. The first one says yes, both HTML and CSS are programming languages. B, it says no, neither HTML nor CSS are programming languages. C, HTML is programming languages, but CSS is not. And finally, option D, CSS is programming language, but HTML is not. All right. So we look forward for your answer. Kindly let us know, what do you think, is HTML and CSS a language, programming language? We'll end the poll very soon. Okay, it's ended. Let me see. It's really disappointing to see only 29% of you all got it correct. I mean, the answer is no. Neither HTML nor CSS are programming. Pranesh actually very clearly started the session with this particular topic. And I think you all need to buck up and you all need to pay attention so that you don't get the next poll answer wrong. All right, over to you, Pranesh. Thank you.
Yes. So I started it very clearly that HTML and then CSS is not a programming language. It is a markup language, and then it is for the styling purposes. That's all right. 47% has been gave a correct answer over here. That's well and good. Okay. So what is this HTML is all about? So first, in 1990, only this HTML programming language was started into a development over there. And then in 1993, it started to evolve inside our browsers or to a servers over there. And then later, 3 years apart, this CSS styling is also added as a mandatory component over there. So without this, there is no chance you will be able to run anything inside the browser. So for your web browser, this is the default programming language over here. I mean, default markup language, rather than a programming language, I will say it as a markup language, because this is not a programming language. Keep that clearly. Okay. So first, before we come to know about this, let us know what is this element, and then what is the categories over there, and then how different it is from the HTML and then the HTML5 and all. So inside this HTML, as I told you, there are many different tags over there. So why this tags is given over here? As I told you, I need to give some information to my computer. So on what order I am telling him over there, on the basis only the computer will understand. For example, for you also, for example, take you all the students who are there inside this Guru class. If I say something about the last topic in the HTML5, they have created this for this purpose. Maybe few of them will understand, but most of them will not understand. Why? Because you don't know what is that. If I say the depth of the topic over there, you will not understand what I'm saying it over. Okay, he's saying something I don't understand. Why? Because you don't know what it is. Whenever you want to learn a thing over there, what it is, why it is used for, how it is used for, when it is used for. These 4 questions should always come up in your mind. And then only you will start from the basic, and then you can go in depth over here. So similarly to my computer also, I am going to create a document for my server, for my web browser. So I need to give him a proper title. In this only, you'll be having a proper title in the structure. Like first, we have to get a head part, and then we have to give in a body part. And then in this, you are having some HTML tags over there, which is called as H1, paragraph, and then for block codes, audio, buttons, input, and then labels. Like this, multiple tags are there. Many tags are there. But where we are arranging in each and every single line, what is the tag over there? On the basis of that only, the computer understands this, and then it will be giving in a proper structure. Okay, you have included the 4th tag in the 5th line. This tag has been included in the 5th line. So on the 5th line, it has to be represented in this particular place, in this particular content. This has to be reflected. So on basis of this only, all our elements are being structured in our web page. If I didn't structure that properly over there, all the information which I'm trying to share to my web browser, and then when the people sees that, it won't appear properly. For example, take this presentation. If the HTML is there in the bottom, and then the name, Unicaksha logo is there somewhere around this, will that look cool for us? Definitely no. Why? When I give it that in the proper place, then only we will be able to attract that. We will be able to give the information in a proper structure. I can't take a 12th subject to the 3rd standard one. He needs to come up. So the structure is very much important over there. And then despite having all the tags over here, we must have a proper structure over there. So this is what the structure is all about. As I told you, HTML is not a programming language. It's a document language for the browsers. And then this is what the structure goes for the head section first, and then for the body section first. Next, our body section is nothing but the body of our web page. Inside that only, we will be having our all the contents. Head part is nothing but the tab which you open it on the top, and then the name of the tab. For example, if you're going to the Google or Facebook, the name is there. That is what the title of the web page. And then giving the title is must, that has to be first. And then inside that, you have to give your contents over there. So what is the content over there? Each and everything, getting it in the proper structure, line by line. When the program is getting compiled, each and based on the lines only, it creates a structure over there. For if you need the 5th content over there, but it is there in the 10th line, you have not included in the 5th line. Now the content goes in the unstructured format. So structuring is different. And then in this tag, this is what called as the entire thing is called as an element over here. For each and every tag, you have an opening and then you have a closing over there. That is mandatory. But few of the tags in HTML doesn't have an opening and then closing over there. For if you want to give some heading over there, or if you want to have some underlines over there, some break lines over there, for these similar tags and all, you don't have to write a opening and then closing tags. A default single tag is enough over here. But most of the tags over here, which is having your content, which is representing your content, your web page, will be having an opening and then closing. So you're opening a tag. Inside the tag, you will be passing a content over there, and then based on the content, it will be represented in your web page. And then that tag is closed. For this indication only, a start tag and then an end tag is must. When you say this example, a head tag will be opened and then the head tag will be closed. A body tag will be opened and then the body tag will be closed at the end, after the body section is ended completely. So this is the information you are trying to pass to the computer to have a proper structure over there. Okay. And inside this only, you will be giving some attributes over there. The attributes is nothing but a specific option, a specialized option for my document. I can create a document. But what about the font size, font families, and then colors, or adding some options over there, having some labels, buttons, text? The text can be represented in different formats, right? And also when it comes to HTML, is HTML only enough for my web page? I need to add some styling for my CSS. I need to add some properties. I need to write some other programming languages with my JavaScript or for the backend purposes and all. So for that purpose only, for this entire things only, you have multiple attributes over there. So inside each and every single tag, you can have these attributes so that you can create your structure in a proper way. You can add some options to that. You can give some border lines and then colors, like this, many different things. And also for the given tag, you can write some other programming languages, either some CSS or JavaScript or any behavior programming language if you wish to write. Because when you are creating a registration forms and all, by using the tags, you'll be getting the user data, but the data has to be stored. So that is what the attributes and all is used for. An attribute and then the value, and then a start tag and then end tag. Attributes must be written inside the start, not anywhere outside the start tag or not in the end tag, closing tag. So this is what the syntax, this entire thing is what called as an element syntax. Okay, based on this only, you will be creating the document. All right. So HTML we have seen. What is this? Entire things we have seen. So why it is different from our HTML4 and then HTML5 is all about the size, the structure, and then different tags over here. So till on 2014 only, the HTML latest version has gotten updated. That is our HTML5 over here. And in this also, they have included a tags over here. But the tag inclusion is way more in an advanced level from 2014 onwards. We'll see that. So for till HTML4, each and everything was grouped in a single tag named as, which is called as division tag. And inside the division tag, this ID is nothing but an attribute. And then header is nothing but a value, right? I, as a developer, I am giving this, okay, this is a first group. This is the second group. This is another group over here. Which groups belongs to which place? As a developer, I am indicating it to the computer. But right now, from the HTML5 onwards, that grouping itself is being created as a tag over there. So what happens to me? All I can do is I can just use the tag name instead of defining what is the tag is all about, where the structure has to come in. So the HTML5 itself got an updates over here. And those updates are the header tag for the heading section, and then the navigation tag for the options over there, like a sidebar, like an option menu when you want to give it over there, or any contents over there. And then the mid part inside this entire thing is all about the body section. The content where you have to represent what is the first content, what is the second content, what is the third content, like this, multiple sections will be there. And then the last footer part. On the bottom, you will be giving, for example, unique aksha, their address, their details, and then their logo, the copyrights, what are the things over their locations. On the bottom part, the footer informations. So these everything can be structured over there by using that. I don't have to define that in this particular line, in this particular place. This has to come in. What is this all about? So the tags itself will have a representation over there. It is giving me a representation. Okay. And other than this tag, is there any other options for me? Obviously, yes. When you go to a website, you people might be using the Google Chrome browsers for downloading an audio files or downloading some movies and all. So over there, if you go and see, it is just a simple HTML page. There is no styling to that. There is nothing to that. A simple HTML page is only used. Nothing else. The websites which we use for downloading the movies and then audios, I'm telling us all of it. Over there, if you see, all the audios can be downloaded in a simple audio tag, and then videos can be downloaded, movies can be downloaded. Just click off a button, click off a link. Each and everything is represented over there. And then when I click a link, it is taking me to another link over there, or it is taking me to another website over there. Each and every single website is a software. It is a complete software. And then from that software, if I'm giving a link over there, by pressing the link, it is taking me to another software. This is what called as API function. This API function has an important category over here. The mobile phones which we use right now, the laptops, every single thing has an API connectivity. How this API connectivity is all about? Open a Google Maps. What it is doing? It is accessing your locations, and then voice recognition. If you say something, what is the weather today over here at this place? You're telling this. Immediately, it scans your voice, and then when you're asking about the weather over there, it gets connected with the weather broadcast over there to that particular software. So this connectivity for this particular software and to that particular software, the communication between these two, for them is what called as API. Our for take a payment windows, the Google Pays, the Phone Pay, which we and all use it over there. Till entering the amount and then password, it will be there in the particular software. For example, in the Google Pay, I'm scanning it and then I'm typing the payment. I'm also applying the password over there. After the password, it will be giving an option, connecting securely. Please wait, don't go back. It means that this particular software is getting connected to the bank software over there, to my account information. So this is a separate API, that is a separate API. Everywhere this API connections is there. Call taxi booking. If you want to book a taxi over there, your Gmaps is accessed. And then after accessing, it is taking to a payment window, multiple APIs in one single software. So this API part has been included from the HTML5 versions of this. The videos, the audios, the images, Google Maps, navigations, and then multiple software connectivity in one single browser, one single page. This options and then this characteristics is what used in my HTML5 versions onwards. So those are the advantages of HTML and then HTML5 over here. Okay. Okay. It's a poll time too now.
Okay. Just right in front of your screen, we have another poll. Which HTML tag is used to define a paragraph? Right, so you have all your 4 options. I believe I won't be able to read it out. However, you can see it right in front of your screen. So this poll is based on the information that Ranesh just had shared in the last 20 minutes mostly. So please make sure that you key in the right answer. If not, then let us know where is the confusion. you have the Q&A open so that we can help you understand things properly. So here's the poll. Kindly key in the answer. The poll will end very soon. The question goes like, which HTML tag is used to define a paragraph? Okay, so we have 90% of them giving the right answer. So very impressive. The rest, 10%, I would request you to put down the confusion in Q&A.
Sorry, everyone. Just hold on a moment. I think so. Our Ruby ma'am has some connectivity issue over there. So that is good to see that everyone is being engaged over here in the class. Yes, it's the paragraph tag over here. That's right. Video is not stuck actually. I think so. She had some connectivity issues over there. Okay, that's all right. So inside my paragraph tag only, I'll be giving the structure over there, having some informations. That's great to see that everyone is having an something is you are learning something in a more informative way. That's good. And then you are interested. Okay, all right. So next is all about CSS. So what is this CSS, and then what is this, how it is being connected with my HTMLs over here? What is a different formation for the CSS at the starting, and then right now the CSS3 version, which we are going on, which we are going through right now. So this is what over here. Okay. So as I told you, by default itself, you will be having a CSS property to your HTML files. Even if you didn't write any CSS, or if you have not included anything over there, by default, it will be over there. And then that is why this is called as the full form of CSS is cascading style sheet. Inside the name, it is not at all used as a programming language. It is just a style sheet. Why it is being called as a style sheet is, go to an editing options, photo editor or video editor maybe. What you see over there is nothing but you put up an image over there. Based on the image, you create something, a background, the contrast, the color change, the appearance to each and every point over there. The Photoshops and all, everywhere, what it is doing over there, this is the adjustments it is getting over there. Some error correction, some beauty like this, like that and all. And when it comes to videography, how many frames it has to include over there, these many frames for this many amount of time, and then slow motion, fast motion. All this is completely comes under editing. All this comes under an option over there called as editing over there, creating something. So this CSS is also used for my web page. That is why it is called as styling sheet. So that my server will have this access to this sheet. This sheet will be linked to my HTML page. And that is why all the files will be linked to my HTML, and then it can be run properly over there when it is getting compiled to my service. Okay. The default styling is what called as user sheet over there. Okay, other than that, if you need to write some properties, you can link the CSS file, and then how do you write this? And that is what the syntax we are looking over here, which is called as selector, a property, and then a value. This is what the default syntax for my CSS to write for my HTML. So as you see over there, HTML ID or class, that is what called as selector. It is nothing but all the tags which we saw over there, the title tag, the head tag, body tags, and all which we are seeing over there. We will be writing some CSS properties for my body section, for my content, right? So all the content can be represented in through my tags over there: paragraph tag, heading tag, block code tag, or a span tag. Like this, multiple tags only representing my body section. And then you will be having the tag name first in the CSS. That is what called as selector. You are selecting which tag I should take, for which person I should say this in that perspective. Or you can also pinpoint each and everything through their class name, that is the attributes which you are passing over there. As I told you, why this attribute is passed? To write some program for the given tag over here, either in the CSS or JS. So if you need to do some styling specifically for that particular information, you can use your class names over there, and then inside the curly braces. It starts with the curly brace and then it ends with the curly brace. Inside this, you will be having the property and then value. Why it is called as a property and then value means, as I told you, this is not a programming language. Because by default, you have some property inside that. And then you are just using the property. And then you're just using the value through that. You are creating something with what is inside that. What is the options inside that? And that is why it is called as a style sheet. And then I told you an example with a video editing and then photo editing kind of applications. Okay. So this is what the entire rule over here, which is called as a declaration block. Entire thing which you're declaring over there. You can give multiple properties over there. You can give multiple values over there, but each and everything has to be separated. The property and then value has to be defined through a colon in between them. And then if you want to write multiple properties for a particular selector, that is also possible. And then you will be representing with the semicolon over there. So this smaller symbols and then the curly braces, colon, semicolon has to be given properly over there. So just to define to my computer when it is being run in the server, hey, this is the first property. Hey, this is the second property. And then this is the value form. For that definition only, you are including this. So, okay. There you go. What is the CSS1? What is the CSS2 over here? What is the CSS3 over here? As I told you, everything is this is what the difference is over here. Okay, and you all know this CSS is used for styling over here. Okay, sir, what is the styling and all, sir? Text styling is okay, sir. And then some graphical representation is okay, sir. But beyond that, you will be having some colors for your boxes, buttons, and then including some background images over there, and then giving some background 3D effect over there, animations, and then some cool features and all, graphical representations and creating some graphics and all, 2D, 3D in these kinds of format. This is where CSS3 is being largely evolved. Okay. And then this box model over here, this is what called as box model. All the this is what the structure is, how my content has to be represented in the web page. The content, this is specifically for the styling. Even if you create a default HTML file, the CSS property will be there. And then when you open a web browser, even for a new tab or any tabs over there, go to the developer option. You will find out this screen over there at the bottom. Inside the developer option, the content, height and then width of the content, the borders, the paddings, the margin. It is just creating a structure, and this is what called as box model. This is the main important thing when it comes to CSS and then the properties. Why this box model is compared over here? You are going to a tour. Okay, for example, you're going for a 10 days of trip. You need to pack your things. You are having some pile of dresses over here, and then some things, shoes, and then all your equipments, everything is there. You have one single bag, a bigger one. Okay, inside that, if you throw everything, will it be arranged and closed properly? Can you just put up all those in a everywhere? Is it possible for me? Definitely no. Rather than throwing inside, if you neatly fold it down and then neatly arrange it, okay, this has to be here, this has to be here, I will keep this in the center, I'll keep this in the corner, I'll keep in the top of that, on this bottom. So by arranging that, even a large number of things can be arranged inside a particular suitcase. So my web page is like a suitcase. Inside that suitcase, I need to arrange my contents properly over there so that I can give all the informations in the proper structure, in the proper place, in the proper paddings, the movement, the margin for them. This has to be there in this place. This has to be there in this place. This arrangements will be done by my CSS. HTML creates the document in the structure. Beyond that structure, it is arranging all the things with a graphical representation over here. This is what makes a website a cool over here. Okay. And as I told you, the CSS and then the CSS3, the advantages is all about animations and then making the HTML program to run more efficiently. Efficiency is very important over here. And in CSS3, you have frameworks also. In HTML, there is no frameworks. In other programming languages, there is frameworks. But CSS3, despite not being a programming language, it is also having a frameworks over here. That is what called as the Bootstrap, which we use, and then SAS. Each and everything is a CSS stylings over there. In a graphics, in animations, giving some behavior kind of perspectives over there. But it is not a behavior. It is creating in that way, in an animated. And also, it is making my HTML file to run efficiently in my browser, which is very important. When your page is taking a lot more time as a user, that will be not good. So it has to respond fast. It has to be more fast enough to respond all those. When you click a button, immediately that HTTP request should be sent to your computer. And then with all the informations without any bugs. So this is very important over here when it comes to web development. Okay. And these are the properties which is being developed in the CSS first part, and then the second one, and then later in the 2014, again the CSS3 got an update by giving even more content over there. The exploitation became even more bigger. Advantages are more for HTML5 and then CSS3. The tags which I told you for HTML5 and then for the CSS3 animations and everything over here, advantages are more. The only disadvantage part, if you take it over here, is the learning curve which we want to take place. What is the curve we have to go through? When we want to advance ourselves, we need to have a proper pattern over there. If the pattern is not proper, then you will be ended up in confusions. So that is what the disadvantages can be said as. And as I told you, this many different buttons are there, but each and every button is having some depth over there, color representation over there, some graphics over there, stylings over there. So these evolvement is what CSS is all about, completely about styling, most about styling. And also when it comes to this HTML5 and then the CSS3, this advancement, you can say one more disadvantage as browser compatibility, because in case if you are using some any olden days browser and all, right now most of them are not doing. But when you want to write something for some older versions of your browsers. Over there, the supportability, the compatibility for them, it would be little bit less. That is what the disadvantages you can take about. But the advantages is what lot more huge. Exploitation and then the user interface is becoming greater and then wider for HTML5 and then CSS3. Just the options which has been given bigger more over here. So that's about all. That is all about HTML5 and then the CSS3, the basic things, what you have to learn over here, and then how the structure goes, each and everything over here. Now, poll time.
Well, this is the last and the final poll of the session. The question goes like, which CSS property is used to control the spacing between the content and the border of an element? You have four options here: margin, then you have an option of padding, border spacing, and outline. All right, so we are not asking you anything out of the topic. This has been covered. All right, so we look forward to see everybody giving in the right answer for at least the final goal. Right, so the question is, which CSS property is used to control the spacing between the content and the border of it? Alrighty. All right. I mean, it's good to see. Not that great feeling though. I mean, only 58% of you all got it correct. The correct answer is B, padding. All right. So we still have a lot of, candidates who are still confused, I believe, with a lot of things. So again, the same thing. The Q&A is open. Kindly key in your questions and we'll take it out. Over to you, Pranesh.
So that's about this HTML5 and then CSS3. Last, I'm going to say a thank you over here. But before I end this thank you, I hope all the informations might be helpful for you. And then you might have know what is the basic first. So before you want to jump into this HTML5 and then CSS3, you definitely need to know about the basics, right? So when the basics is given properly over here, then you can able to go in depth in the program, and then you can also become a good developer. This is what the structure is. This is how it has to go, the learning phase and everything. So that is why I just made a proper structure over here. So from the basics and then taking you to a proper explanation to give a proper understanding over here. And I hope I have given that in a proper way, in the best part, to all the participants to get an understanding. So further, you can also make a career out of it. And then with the help of this, you will be able to build some websites by knowing all the properties, by knowing all the tags, attributes over here. You can really build a very cool websites. You don't need to have any knowledge about other programming languages. By this itself, you can become a good website developer. You can start it right now. The exploitation is a lot more huge for this. So thank you, everyone.
Yes. So Pranesh, we still have like 5 minutes for the session. So what we do is we'll just wait back, see if somebody is asking any questions. So guys, we give you this little time. And before you end the webinar, before you leave, we have very important information to give you with the last board. Right. So as Pranesh had given you a lot of detailed information about HTML and CSS, which is a part of front end, and it is used for a lot of things, maybe building websites, building web application and stuff. And for the fact that currently this is one of the most in demand tech roles and one of the highest paying jobs, right? So we at Unikaksha do the same thing. We train you on various courses. We have courses in at par with the demand of the industry. We train you as per the industry standards, right? And also we have good programs that can help you land a good job in a good company with the average CTC of 6 to 8 lakh rupees per annum. That's the kind of courses that we have. We provide you free counseling session. We understand what background you come from, what is your education qualification. If you're a working professional, we understand each and everything about your background. We get you. We also ask you about the requirement, what exactly you want to pursue, and for your career. So we take down all the information and give you a free counseling based to your profile. I'm just launching the poll right here. If anybody of you is interested in getting a free counseling session with our experts, kindly just key in a yes on the poll that will reflect on your screen right. All right, so we will just have a poll. Yeah, are you interested to know more about our program? Key in a yes in case if you want a proper, career guidance. We have our experts who will guide you with the right fit for you. In fact, we have programs that comes with 100% job guarantee as well, right? So in case if you are eager to make your career in IT, start your career at a decent package, do key in a yes so that we can connect with you and guide you. All right, the poll will end very soon. We look forward a lot of people saying a yes so that we can connect with you and guide you for your career. We're gonna end the poll very soon. All right, thank you so much for that. Also, before we move on to the Q&A, I would like to remind you that, you need to share this certification on LinkedIn. It would be, we will seriously like it if you flaunt your certification on LinkedIn by tagging Unikaksha. You just have to use 5, hashtag, that's Unikaksha, full stack development, coding, learning, non-stack. All right, so these are 5 hashtags that you have to use. Kindly flaunt your certificate so that the potential employers get to see your commitment to continuous learning and professional growth. This is going to help you at your own, for your future. So what I'll do is I'll put down the social media handles as well in the chat option. Like us, follow us so that you keep getting updates about what we are doing next, about the Guru class, about the webinars, you'll be posted about it. So keep following us, keep liking us on our social media handle. All right. Thank you for this. Pranesh, I think we have one question for you in the Q&A. It says,
Yes.
does websites created with only HTML and CSS can be given database?
Yes, of course. HTML and then CSS is going to be the front part. You can just create a static web page over there without a database, or if you need to include some database, for example, you are just creating a registration form over there to get some users data. You definitely need a database over there. So you can definitely create a database by using a MongoDB, MySQL. A simple database is very enough over there.
Right. Thank you so much. I hope, Manoj, that answered your question. I have Sagar who have asked me. Thank you. He has thanked both of us. You're welcome. Where we get the certification would be emailed to you on the registered email ID that you have shared with us. Be rest assured it would be there in your inboxes very soon. All right. So I have put down the social media handles, right, for the YouTube, for Instagram, for Facebook, and LinkedIn. Like us, follow us on YouTube. You'll get to see the recording of these Guru classes as well. So in case if you want to revisit, you can do that.
Sagar has asked a question.
Yeah, he says we can mention in the resume. I mean, I am sorry, Sagar, I'm failing to understand what exactly, uh, is the question. If you can just, throw some light so that we understand what exactly you're trying to ask. We just give you another minute because we've crossed the time. So just give you one last minute. I mean, somebody have the questions, you can definitely put it in the Q&A. Sagar, requesting you to put the question in the Q&A. Okay. I all ask, can I add this certification to your resume? So I think, yes, of course, you can add the certification to your resume, but there are a lot of more certification that will, hold a weightage, because it is just about a particular topic that you have learned in the Guru class today. However, there are a lot of skills that you need to acquire. And once you have a good set of skill set, that certification will definitely enhance your portfolio and your resume. Perfect. Thank you so much. I hope that answers all your questions. You will teach backend developer.
Backend developer, yeah.
Yeah.
And also, what is a full stack developer?
Okay.
So this backend developer, yes, of course, we'll be going on with the backend also, or front end, and then full stack development is nothing but the front end part and then the backend part. The front end part is nothing but as a user, you are seeing my screens now. The screen which I have represented over here, the options you are seeing our faces, the options, all of them. What the user sees is what called as front end. And then over here to the back end, it is being connected to my server. And then there is a recording going on, the streaming so is going on, and then all the chat box which is being represented over it. I'm able to see that it is being stored over there in my servers. And then it is being represented. So backend is nothing but to store our data, to perform some background operations and all, and also make my software run efficiently over there. Okay, so that is what backend and then the front end part. By inclusive, they are called as full stack over here.
All right. So I think that was in detailed explanation, Rahul, and I hope that answered your question. We need to buy domain for creating a website. So basically, see, I think, Pranesh, would you want to take up the question, because this is a very common question. Domain and creating a website are two different things. So I believe you need not mix up this. So domain is basically when you are buying a website name for yourself. Maybe if I have to put it in a layman language, right?
Correct.
And
So creating is completely different, and then buying a domain and then putting it over there is completely different over here. But for that also, if you need to, you can learn some development options over there, DevOps, and then AWS. You can also deploy your own websites. Rather than buying a domain, that is also possible. So that is entirely a different part, and this is completely a different part over here.
Correct. Finally, this is the last question that we will take. I think the entire session was there, but nobody asked a question. But we appreciate your engagement here. Final thing is where we get the certificate. As mentioned earlier, your certificates will be emailed to you on the registered email ID shared with us. So be rest assured, all of you who have given your precious time today to us will receive a certification for that. All right. Thank you for being a lovely audience. Thank you for being so interactive and attentive. We are glad that you stayed with us throughout the session. We look forward to see you in the next group class. All right. Thank you so very much. Have a happy.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Take care. Have a good day and weekend.
Bye.